Hello and welcome to part 3 of my roof replacement. What you can see here is the cross-sectional area of the roof sides, and this is the cross-sectional area of the sides with the roof skin. And as you can see in the guttering, there's what I believe is 3 bits of sheet steel, not 100% certain, and these are joined using what I can only assume is sort of like a rolling spot weld process, and this is the most difficult part of the roof replacement. So part 3 is all about how I removed the roof skin from the donor roof cut. The first part of the process is to figure out how you're going to attach the roof skin on the sides once it's ready to be welded or reattached in whichever way you desire. I've gone for spot welding with a MIG welder, so before I take everything to pieces, removing the skin from the frame as such, whilst it's still got its rigidity, I've drilled through all of the side rails. So I've had the holes, about a 3mm hole, approximately an inch in sort of distance between each one, in some cases less, and I've drilled through. Hopefully the 3mm hole will be sufficient to get a good spot weld through. And this is what I've done in prep. Hopefully it works. So the next part of the process is to cut the frame. So cut number 1 and cut number 2 are made, as you can see here. Once this part of the frame has been removed, we can look at how we grind away the remaining bits of frame. A little bit of a trial and error process. I started with just a flat disc wheel on a grinder, grinding away the steel until I could see a discoloration change, which meant that there wasn't much steel left, and I could actually just pop through a scriber just to pop that last bit, and it's just a case of grinding that metal away until you believe that all you've got left is the roof skin. Obviously there's a real big issue here, in that if you're going a little bit too quick and you don't realise that you're into the roof skin, you can be through the roof skin. So I did have one occasion with that on the rear right, and part of my process of putting the roof skin back on is figuring out how to fix that as best as possible. I'm trying to minimise the amount of filler that's going to be used in the repair. In this time lapse, you can see that I've cut the entire length of the side out of the frame, and I'm just grinding down the frame to a point where I can get the scriber in there to separate it from the frame. Obviously a slow process. any mistakes here cost you a lot of time and repair later on, because it's very thin steel, so a lot of care is needed. An important part of the process is figuring out when parts need to be removed or parts need to be done to it, i.e. cutting the holes in the side was done early whilst we had rigidity. You can see here that as we keep going we're losing more and more rigidity in the frame. Once the roof skin's been detached, both at the front through the spot welds and on the side through the continuous weld, it's a case of removing the frame from the skin. It's still attached by glue, etc. So here you can see me just working away at removing either side of the centre brace and then removing the centre brace. Here you've got the front brace that's obviously detached already, so I'm just carefully cutting through this. Again, lots of time to be taken here, just one bad move of a cut off disc and you're into the roof skin and you've got problems. So yeah, take your time. At this stage the frame has been removed. I had not finished grinding all the excess metal away from the roof skin on the sides, but I managed to put it on the roof and it looked like a fit. Concept looked good, so it was just a case of grinding down those sides carefully, making sure I got it right, and it looks like we're ready to go. This last picture is just of the centre brace, so this was the spot welds were removed and it was removed from the roof skin. Obviously it was glued to it, then cleaned up, and eventually it'll go back into the car and I'll weld it up. Thanks for watching part 3, which was the prep of the roof skin for the roof replacement. The next part we're going to just look at tidying up the roof skin, putting in the roof brace, as you can see here it's in, and carrying on with all the work that's required to do this job. Thanks for watching. If there's any comments, please put them in, I'll try and answer. If there's anything you believe I've missed, I'm happy to put some supplementary videos in just to help you with anything that you might not completely understand, or like I say, if there's parts I've missed. Part 4 will be tidying up, putting the roof skin on. Hopefully I may get to the stage where we're gluing it in and welding it. We'll just see how we go and how time permits. Thanks.